was a night like no other, when the moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie glow upon the Irish countryside. I had always been fascinated by the legends and folklore that surrounded our ancestral homeland, but nothing could have prepared me for what was about to transpire. Little did I know that on this fateful night, the chilling legend of the Banshee would become all too real. My friends and I had embarked on a journey to explore the mysterious and haunted ruins of an old castle nestled deep within the woods. The stories we'd heard around the village campfire spoke of an ancient banshee who was said to haunt the castle's crumbling halls. Her mournful wails were said to foretell death, and her unearthly appearance was enough to drive anyone to madness. As we ventured further into the forest, a creeping sense of unease settled upon us, but we were determined to face the legend head-on. The castle emerged from the shadows, its towering spires silhouetted against the pale moonlight. Ivy and moss clung to its stone walls, and a thick mist clung to the ground, making it feel like a place forgotten by time itself. With each step, the oppressive atmosphere weighed heavily on our shoulders. My heart pounded as we crossed the threshold of the castle's grand entrance. It was as if the air itself carried the whispers of long-lost souls, beckoning us deeper into the labyrinthine corridors. Torches sputtered and flickered, casting dancing shadows that seemed to come alive with malevolent intent. Our footsteps echoing eerily through the desolate halls. As we ventured further into the castle's heart, we began to hear it, an otherworldly lament, a mournful keening that chilled our bones. It was the Banshee, her ghostly cry hauntingly beautiful and devastatingly terrifying. I had heard tales of her before, but hearing her cry in person was a sensation beyond description. My friends and I huddled together, trembling with fear, as the Banshee's wail grew louder, closer. Her presence was undeniable, and her chilling cries seemed to reverberate through our very souls. Panic gnawed at the edges of my mind as I wondered if we had made a terrible mistake by coming here. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a red, thick mist formed. As it enveloped the room, a ghostly figure of a woman in a red cloak appeared to move slowly towards me. In her bony hand, she held a tarnished silver comb, glinting dully in the torchlight. It was said that if the Banshee gifted her comb to a mortal, it would bring great misfortune or even death. I felt a paralyzing fear grip my heart as she approached, her mournful cries intensifying. Without warning, the Banshee reached out and brushed the comb through my hair. The sensation was like ice against my scalp, and I could do nothing but watch in terror as she placed the comb in my trembling hand. Her wails grew louder, filling the castle with a cacophony of sorrow and despair. My friends tried to run, but it was as if an invisible force held them in place. In that very moment, she revealed her true, terrifying self. I froze for that second as her eyes locked onto mine. With every ounce of my will, I resisted the curse that threatened to consume me. I called upon every ounce of courage I possessed and broke free from the Banshee's grasp. My friends followed suit, snapping out of their trance, and we fled the castle. We made it back to the safety of the village, but the comb remained in my possession. It was a constant reminder of that terrifying encounter, a tangible connection to the world of the supernatural. I knew that the Banshee's curse still lingered, waiting to strike when I least expected it. In the days and weeks that followed, I lived in constant fear, haunted by the Banshee's presence. I would hear her mournful cries in the dead of night, feel her icy touch upon my skin, and see her shadowy figure lurking in the corners of my vision. It was a torment beyond imagination, a punishment for daring to challenge the supernatural. I sought the guidance of local wise women and seers who told me that the only way to break the curse was to return the Banshee's comb to her resting place deep within the castle. It was a task fraught with danger, but I knew it was the only way to rid myself of the haunting presence that had become my constant companion. With a group of brave souls by my side, we ventured back to the castle, armed with offerings and incantations to appease the Banshee. As we reached the heart of the castle, her mournful cries once again filled the air, but this time they held a note of resignation. I approached the Banshee's spectral form and held out the comb. She regarded me with a mixture of sadness and gratitude before taking it from my trembling hand. As she disappeared into the shadows, her wails faded into the night, leaving behind an eerie silence. The curse was broken, and I was finally free from the Banshee's torment. But the memory of that night and the legend of the Banshee would forever be etched into my soul.